Alright, just to go over real quick what I did here. Using that stripper, that automotive stripper. You can find it at your local auto parts store. I just sprayed on liberally, saturate it completely, let it soak in for a half an hour, or even sometimes it works straight. That one I recommended, that towel stripper, that one works awesome. So it'll work like even in 5 minutes and almost instantly in some thin spots of the paint. And then you spray it on one side, flip it over, spray it on the other side, then scrape it all off with a putty knife, kind of like this one. Basically what you do is once it's all flaky and blistered, you just scrape it off. And then I did the whole bike, completely did it. Any other spots that were left, I just resprayed it. That's basically what it looks like on this. There's some residue here, this white. It's left on there. And what you do is, what I did is I grabbed this 320 sandpaper. It's actually for wood and it works just fine. But this is the best sandpaper to use, I think, because it takes off what you need but doesn't take off a lot and leave a lot like noticeable scratches and stuff. So, and it leaves it really smooth. And basically just fold up, fold it in half, cut a little piece, and just sand it, sand it nice, get all into the nooks and stuff, all the cracks. Maybe even use a razor blade to scrape off any paint that's in these tight areas where the sandpaper can't get into. It makes it a lot easier. And so basically did the same thing to the fork. The stem did the same thing. This, you can see how it used to be black. I just left it. I just sanded it down, and if you feel it, it's actually really smooth, so you don't have to go too crazy. And then so what am I going to do now is, okay, before I start the priming process, I'm actually going to cut these little cable guide thingies that were on the bike, and I'm going to cut this off. This had the shift where the gear shifting levers used to go, and then there's a little cable piece right there at the bottom, and I'm going to cut these hooks off. These little hooks. This is all going to be cut down with the grinder, which is this one. It's a carbide blade, carbide blade for cutting metal, angle grinder, cheap, 20 bucks, Ryobi, and that's it. Alright, I just finished grinding it. As you can see, I brought it inside because it was really hot outside right now. The sun's beating down, but this is what I did. I knocked those off where the gear levers used to be. What I did is I cut them but left them a little long, and then slowly grinded it back and forth right on the area until that was all knocked off, and then I blended it all into the frame, so it's pretty smooth. Over here, as you can see, it's a little, maybe like a hair deep than the rest. When I have to actually bondo that. Same thing a little bit over here, but I knocked off those pieces off the end and I grinded it down, as you can see, both of them. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a 220 grit sandpaper and sand them down as best as I can, get it nice and smooth. I already did this top. If you can see, it looks like this, which is pretty good already. You can see marks, but compared to this, right there, see how it's more noticeable, a lot more shinier. That's what it looks like. And this is what it looks like sanded. See, it blended in really nice. And then this stuff here, I'm just going to Bondo lightly, run some Bondo over it, and then sand that down. Same thing with over here, and down here. You can kind of see how it's where the blade actually cut. And that's it. So next, here I am with this Bondo. As you can see, 3M Bondo with the hardener. I've already mixed it up. What you do is just follow directions. Quarter-sized glob of this white paste. Then you add the hardener. You have 5 minutes to work with it, so you got to work with it fast. Basically, you just spread it like that, just above normal height of the finish. Let's see, do it over here too. And then once this dries in about 20 minutes, then I could sand it down and get it nice and smooth. It's really simple. You just got to work really fast with it. You just mix it all in, grab it, and then you apply it, and then just kind of smear it like you're putting icing on a cake. That's about it. How you guys doing? I'm back. This is the frame with the Bondo on it. Fixed up those areas, sanded them down. As you can see.